You know that you should be raising prices, but something in the back of your mind keeps getting in the way, keeps making you procrastinate. I remember I was speaking to a guy and he knew that that was the next step for him. He was at capacity and raising prices was what he really needed to do. But whenever it came to it, there was always an excuse. There was always something that was like, oh, I can't do it because of this reason or that reason. And we got a little bit curious. And we realized there was an underlying feeling that, oh, I don't want to be too much. I don't want to go too high and be greedy, right? Which is really interesting to notice. And you kind of trace this pattern back to where it had come from. This real deep inner belief that he was greedy, he was wrong, he shouldn't ask for too much, but he had got from parents. And it was coming up in this way when it was about raising prices. So it was this completely irrelevant belief because raising prices has nothing to do with that. But it was coming up anyway. And so what we did is we were able to break it and really allow him to experience reality in life without it, which made the pricing a lot easier. But I think the interesting part of this story that is the reason I'm speaking about it is how often are we actually operating from logic and rationale compared to underlying patterns, right? I've worked with a lot of guys who think that to break the ceiling, to get to the next phase, they need to do some perfect strategy, right? They need to do this, do that. They're in their head, they're in their mind. But very often it can be some of these unconscious things that we're not fully aware of, but are subtly keeping us away, right? They're subtly stopping us from raising price, but are subtly stopping us from maybe taking the step that we know we should do and actually making it to the next stage of our business, whatever that may be. And when we notice that actually, oh, maybe that thinking that's arising is not even mine, that's when we can get to the point of really liberating ourselves and taking that next step.